of all the many things to admire from tonight, what gives you greatest pleasure?
I think just the overall performance. I think we started the game. We a real good confidence in the game. 20 minutes. I think we then concede the goal, so we get rocked for a little bit, and we're a bit loose in our passing. But I think the maturity in the team to then recover that, score the first goal, continue to play. I'm always, especially on the pressing side of the game and the aggressive side of the game, and I thought that we were absolutely outstanding in that. And I felt tonight we had that combination of the Bratislava vibrancy and excitement in our attack, and then the real tactical discipline in our defending. And I think we pulled those two together to produce an outstanding team performance against a really, really, really good side who've only conceded 5 goals all season. So to first have had 3 and have other opportunities to score, it was I tip my hat to the players.
Some moments of real high quality about the goals, wasn't there? Nicholas Kuhn this season has just been outstanding, but again adding to his goal tally with firstly an outstanding finish and then putting the finishing touch to a tremendous team move tonight.
Yeah, but with his second goal really pleased me, because you have to have that real courage to play against or press against a team that have so much speed if they break that press. But we really stayed on it, and things that we talked about a lot of the time, making the last step, get inside the press, and we win the ball back high up the pitch. Rio produces a great piece of skill, plays it, and then what we like to do is get crosses in the box and have those wingers coming in. So it was really, really nice way to finish the half, and then from that there, really, I thought we managed the game so well. Some of our football second half was outstanding, playing through, controlling the game, managing the game really well, and it was thoroughly deserved.
In a similar way to in the manner that the Atalanta result and performance felt like a kind of landmark moment, do you feel that this can also be that in terms of the marquee defeat, the marquee opponent that you've defeated as well, but just in general terms, the victory over a top opponent?
Yeah, I think it gives a real nice confidence for the team. I think we've discovered in the last 2 games that we can be really competitive. If you'd have said after the Dortmund game, that we'd have got 4 points from Atalanta and Red Bull Leipzig, then probably not too many people would have said we would have done that. But I think, as I said, we've discovered that we can play at the level, and so it's a great next step. So to have 7 points after 4 games, especially with the level of opponents that we've played, it gives us a great encouragement, and it means in the next 4 games we can have a real confidence to go and make the playoff stage, but still such a long way to go.
Brendan, you talked about your home games being very important. Do you feel now with the 2 wins this season, the one at the end of the last campaign, that this place can become a fortress again, or it already is becoming a fortress again?
Well, that's the plan. I think you feel the energy in the team tonight. I thought the supporters were great, how they stayed with the team. We started the game well, and then you go behind, so you don't need the crowd to get too anxious, and they trusted what they were saying with the players. But yeah, I think that combination of the team playing to the level that they had, the energy the supporters gave the team, that's what you want at this level. It's so important for you at this level, and the combination was really good tonight. So we have to build step by step and make it a really difficult place to be. And I think, I'm sure Red Bull Leipzig, who are a top side, would say that was a really difficult game for them tonight.
You talked about 7 points out of 12 and looking at that playoff stage. Is there ever a time where you start looking maybe ahead of that and think, if we can go on a run here in this momentum, you could maybe qualify in the top section of this league phase?
No. Listen, we have to stay humble in our work. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves. We played so well tonight. We sit in a really good place, and we now just focus on our next game against Kilmarnock, and then obviously when Club Bruges comes, we'll look to keep adding to our points and see where it takes us at the end of January.
Brendan, is this your most significant European result in your 2 spells as manager of Celtic?
Yeah, I think in terms of the level of opponent, Robert, yeah, I would say actually wasn't just the result, but the performance. I think we played the game with a great charisma and confidence, and how we want to play, and show the courage in our pressing. And like I said earlier, they've only conceded 5 goals all season. So to play to that level then against that, then most definitely we've had some really good results, but that definitely would be the best one.
Just with Nicholas, how much growth do you see him and his potential that he's got? He's taking his game to another level, but could you see more steps in him?
Yeah, well, he's still young, so he still has more to go. I thought his pressing could have been better tonight. That was the thing I said to him. He's obviously goal contribution, efficiency, but he's just learning and developing all the time, and we've seen his talent. Bringing him to here was about him making more goal contributions, being more robust and sustaining playing. But I thought he was really exciting tonight when he had the ball, and obviously the 2 goals. It's great for him, having worked at Red Bull Leipzig before as a young player, to score then and make that contribution was nice for him.
Brendan, you're just saying there that it's one of the best European performances under you. When the team play like that, what can they achieve? Not just this season, but going forward as well.
No, listen, we just want to be a competitive team at this level. There's been obviously a lot of criticism around the club at this level, but we want to be really competitive, make it really difficult for teams, both home and away, and just step by step become that. So, and we can't look any further than that. It's a great performance. It was a great night for the football club, and we'll take that energy into our next games.
Just a quick word on Reo Hatate as well, getting the 3rd goal, playing a big part in the second. He just seemed to be everywhere this evening in the midfield.
I thought he was brilliant. I've got to say, he was so good in the game, and it all comes from his work rate. You know, he was aggressive. He was getting inside the pressure, and I think with Reo, when he's pushing and pressing like that, then his football comes alive, and he did that at the weekend against Aberdeen, and it's just continuing with that, not slackening off in the work rate, because that activates his game when he has the ball, and some of his passing, some of his body work against really good players. I thought he was exceptional tonight.
Brendan, how big was the possibility of nights like that to you coming back here, and the thought that you could have nights like this here again?
Yeah, I think that was a big part of the reason to come back. Obviously, domestically, what went well for us the last time I was here, and but actually wanting to regain that a level of respectability and enthusiasm and excitement for Europe was clearly that. So nights like that is really nice, and we want many more of them going forward.
Any more?
Hi, Brendan. That night in Dortmund obviously was a sore one, but how have the players reacted and improved in the way they have over recent games in this competition?
Well, I think they've been exceptional. I think when we spoke after the Dortmund game, it was probably the first time in 7 months we spoke around setbacks, because this is a game where you're going to have setbacks and you're going to lose games, and obviously for a team like ourselves, there's a big learning, and there has to be a big learning within that. So the players showed incredible humility, and we didn't want to be bitter about it. We wanted to be better, and if we were going to improve, we couldn't let that game define us. It was just about talking through where it went wrong and how we can be better. And because it's such an honest group that are so humble in their work, we could then talk through that, work on the field, and then go into the Atalanta game with confidence. So it's a great transformation in terms of mindset from that night, and it really shows in what this group is, how humble they are and how hard they work. So yeah, as I said, after Dortmund, if you've got 4 points from these 2 games at that level of opponent, then we have to be really proud of that. But we'll go away, analyse the game, and see where there are areas where we can be better, and just keep building the maturity and the experience at this level.
Okay, all good. Thank you.
Cheers.